This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for November 4th, 2024. It's currently October 8th, 2024, 6:46 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading is $573.17. That's USD. The shuffle video for the November 5th reading was created on October 3rd, 2024 at 1:08 p.m. Eastern Time. In this video, we're going to go over the overall trend direction for the day. We're going to talk about the chart behavior around the day's highest high and the chart behavior around the day's lowest low, as well as the general timing down to roughly about an hour as far as where they are throughout the day. And then we're going to get into where the best trades are and the chart behavior by the hour. Basically, you have to give it plus or minus an hour here or there of wiggle room, and not in all readings, in a few readings here or there, but always pay attention to the sequence of events, because that will keep you on track if we are plus or minus a little bit here or there on the timing. So the overall theme of behavior for the 5th, the victory card often is indicating a breakout. It is correlating to a low, so it looks like we probably have a breakout out of a day's low here. Behavior around the highest high, we have a fast sudden move higher, or excuse me, we have a significant move. It could be a gap up, or it could be a big move out of oversold territory, like a short squeeze or something along those lines. But it'll really stand out on a one-day chart, the move that takes us into the high. Behavior around the lowest low, we have a rally into key resistance, followed by a decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. And then at some point, there should be a breakout out of that low. All right, well, there's two ways you could read this. Either we have a breakout overnight and I'm wrong about this move to the downside, in which case this would be a move to the upside, and then that would be indicating that our low price level was the high of the previous day. That's one way that you could read it. Or I'm right about it and we're moving to the downside overnight, in which case this is probably the low for the day, is probably the continuation of the move to the downside off of the high from yesterday. Let's see which one of those it's most likely to be. Yeah, okay, so I think this is probably, it was the first one that I mentioned, the alternate. So we open lower in the pre-market, but in the pre-market there's a huge move to the upside, pushing the upper end of the range higher. We probably have like a higher price level, and this ends up being below the high price level of the previous day, ends up being the low price level here. So overall pretty bullish. I'm advised to trade around a rally along a diagonal trend line that ends with a fast move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. All right, so we open lower in the pre-market, huge move to the upside on a one-day chart scale, pushing the upper end of a range higher, offering a trade opportunity because there's a fast move higher, ending that decline, and then the breakdown through a diagonal trend line that we were rallying along right around the open, the halting of a bullish trend. We should also have like an important peak of some kind there in the first half hour, most likely based on the cross-reading congruency with the preview card from the prior day. After that halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline around the open, we have a sideways fluctuating rally preceding multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, and then a notable decline back down somewhere between, into a trough somewhere between 10 and 11. Between roughly 11 and 12 we have a pop, and then a drop back into troughs with sideways rotation somewhere between 12 and like 12:30ish, roughly maybe 11:30 and 12:30ish. A notable move higher that'll stand out on a one-day chart out of that sideways rotation, probably around 12:30, 12:45, somewhere around that. And then that fast sudden move higher is then followed by a decline between roughly 1 and 2 through multiple support levels, and then an unexpected move to the upside between roughly 2 and 3 into key technical price level that's highlighted in the last hour of trading. Key technical price level on a 1-month chart scale minimum. There's also a trough in there. Yeah, it looks like we've got more movement to the upside around sideways rotation and movement to the upside right around the close, with a high correlation either right there in the post market, or it's talking about the following day. But what's interesting is the science price level here at the end of the day, and then the science price level here at the high correlator on the 6th. So what likely happens is we open lower, and then out of key support we rally into the high, which is probably the science price level here. If we open lower on the 6th in comparison to the close on the 5th, then I would say this Ace of Wands takes us into that science price level, whatever is established here in that last hour. If we don't open lower, then it's probably a different price level. Well, it would be a different price level at that point. So you might consider doing like a straddle with this Magus card, right? Where you open up a long here, partial long on the 4th at the Empress card, add to it if there's more opportunity there. And then when we move to the upside, you could close the long. Matter of fact, if you're going to do a straddle, I would probably use this second high here around between 1 and 2 before the Magus card drop. I would use that as the opportunity to open the short side of it, and then add to the long if we go lower there in the last 2 hours. Close the long at the close, and then likely close the short here on the 5th between 10 and 11 o'clock. You could also do a day trade. We're probably right at the open. If we haven't seen the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support yet, right out at the open, we're moving to the upside. I would say if we're at a high there around the open for the day thus far, that would be a good opportunity to open up a short for a day trade, close out of the day trade after multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, turns into a decline into a trough between 10 and 11. And that's SPY for November 5th, 2024. Guys, the best way to trade this information is in tandem with our real-time Discord trade alerts and live updated trading view charts, where we draw the entry and exits for these trades so that you have a good idea of within a range where to go. And this is an example of what I'm talking about here. So I indicated that this would be a peak of some kind. We were already in this area, but I was able to indicate that this would be a peak of some kind. So this is where you would open up a short, right? And then tomorrow I will highlight an exit for that, or the following day if needs be. But it's pretty simple stuff, guys. I mean, how much easier can it get? Look, entry, exit. Entry, exit. I mean, I missed this entry, which we would have got out probably up here, but you know, I don't get them all. Point is, $60 a month for that kind of info, guys. It doesn't get more accurate and more detailed and more helpful than that. So much love to those of you that go ahead and do that. It doesn't get more helpful and more accurate and detailed than that, my friends. But with that said, you know what to do, you know where to go. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.